High Performance Battery, HPB, is a German company whose battery technology is redefining the limits of conventional batteries and is not only safer, but longer lasting and greener. And furthermore, HPB batteries work in extremely cold conditions. And with me is the CEO, Sebastian Heinz, to talk about that. And we've been through some very cold conditions here lately. So I guess kind of lay the groundwork for me. How cold are we talking about, and how is that advantageous for a battery?
Yeah, thanks at all for having me here.
Yeah.
So really nice being here again. Talking about cold conditions is a tough topic for batteries. I think you experienced that already. We've had here very low temperatures. Hudson River was already freezing down.
Yeah.
And this is the environment no battery wants to work in. It's like us not wanting to run in cold conditions. It's fairly the similar thing.
Yeah.
Also, batteries tend to stay at home if it's getting cold. And this is all related to the technology. It's all related to the functions of the chemistry. And we have invented a superior technology which allows for high speed also at low temperatures.
Yeah. And how low are you talking about? Are we talking about, Arctic? What kind of weather?
It is not less than a sensation, to be honest. We are talking about minus 94 degrees of Fahrenheit. Our batteries are still working in. And usually at 14 degrees Fahrenheit, usually batteries stop working. So it's quite a range further down, which is really nice.
Well, that's a big problem because it gets 14 degrees on a regular, not regular basis, but we'll hit that a couple times in a winter in New York and we can't get to work or something like that. So this is solving a major problem.
It really is. And the issue is, imagine like this. Within a battery, ions move from one side to the other. This is technically speaking. And it's getting colder, and the liquid electrolyte usually freezes down. So it hinders the movement of the lithium ions. And that's opposite with us. We have no liquid electrolyte. We have a solid state electrolyte. And it allows for very, very good ionic conductivity, also at very extreme conditions. To do it like this, at minus 40 degrees of Fahrenheit, we still have a superior ionic conductivity compared to all other liquid electrolytes as used of today. Their optimum at plus 140 degrees of Fahrenheit, which is superior, and it's allowing a better performance for batteries at low temperatures.
Yeah, no, we have to get there if we're really going to be an electrified future. We have to.
Yes.
What kind of technological innovations allowed you to be able to reach that?
It's just all about the solid state electrolyte. It's that chemistry. It's nothing more less complex than chemistry and nothing more complex than chemistry. Because you need to solve it at this end. All others try to some additives or whatever to improve the cold temperature performance. We don't need to add anything. It's just the same technology we have in the battery, and it has these superior features.
So let's talk a little bit about the battery then itself. So how does the HPB solid state electrolyte differ from the liquid electrolytes that we see in traditional batteries?
So initially, of course, it would just said in the words, we are solid state electrolyte, and the others are liquid. So it's the aggregate, which is already a difference. And this allows for different technology advantages from the solid state over the liquid ones. And that's why many people try to invent solid state batteries. And what is different from us is that the chemistry itself has a structure which allows very, very good ionic conductivity at all temperatures. And that's basically it.
That's what, it's just, it's in the name, solid state and liquid.
It is.
Sometimes things just explain themselves. So what about renewable energy systems operating in other cold climates? You've talked about the batteries. Would we be able to use this for homes, vehicles? What all kind of applications would there be?
We distinguish between stationary applications and mobile applications. So mobile is like cars and stationary is like home storage, but also up to grid buffers and all this. And if you come with cold temperatures, then it's always a question whether you can still store, for instance, wind energy in a battery buffer. And if it's cold, the wind is still blowing, but it is very difficult to save the energy, the surplus energy in a battery. And this is a lot better if you use our technology. On the other hand, if you're talking about home storage, you usually have to place the home storage somewhere in the cellar. Based on liquid and flammable technology, this is a risk. with us, you could also even go to the garden or wherever to place it. So you have a lot more freedom to place your battery, to take this decision where to place it, so that it's not disturbing whatever you have in mind with your property. And for cars, it is just allowing a better reach at winter times.
So you're really pushing the boundaries. It sounds like what we're going to be able to do with batteries. I mean, that's what your company is doing and what you're working on. Yeah,
exactly. Let me just emphasize on the reach issue, because that is one thing for electric vehicles that people are thinking about and concerned about. So if it comes to low temperatures, due to the freezing electrolyte, it is very hard to get the capacity out of the battery cell. That drops the reach of your electric car. But if you have a superior ionic conductivity, you get rid of this, let's say, mistake of electric vehicles, so you could still drive your car in the winter time. And that's why we are also providing our HPV solid-state electrolyte to the automotive industry as a licensed product.
And Mars ready, perhaps, at some point in the future? And that's not a joke, right?
Like, I really love that.
Yeah.
Yes. It's so we are ready to join in the mission to fly to Mars, because going down to minus 94 degrees of Fahrenheit, you're Mars ready.
Okay.
To say that.
Is that what the temperature is on Mars? I have no idea.
In the space, you have a low temperature at that scale. So it's us being able to join in the mission to Mars.
Yeah. Well, Elon Musk has talked about that. So, maybe you'll be the, battery of choice for. Let's talk about, you're here in the U.S., you're a German company, as I mentioned. Why is now the right time to introduce your battery to the U.S. market?
We believe that it's the right time for being here, because we simply accept the invitation of your new president, who invited us to come over and find partners to do production in the United States for the United States. And I like that invitation quite a lot, because it super well fits to our business model of the licensing. So that's why we are here to find licensing partners and technology partners to really get off in the US market. And we have plenty of chances with us.
Yeah. So explain the technology. What makes HPV different versus other battery companies?
We have a complete different technology, which allows for better batteries. It's greener, safer, and longer lasting. These are benefits which we especially need for stationary applications, such as grid buffering or even home storage, and all these different applications where you need batteries for. And the demand worldwide is increasing rapidly. So is the limitation of batteries and battery production increasing with it. So we are facing a shortcoming in battery production. That is why we applied for patents in 96 countries to allow for effective production worldwide, to overcome this kind of limitation. And that is what we bring to the United States, and what we are happy to offer.
Yeah. And you're really more of a technology innovator rather than a battery maker. And your technology you created is what goes into the batteries, right? That's your business model.
We like the idea of sharing. So we bring in the technology, the know-how, and the needs and urgencies of how to produce the batteries. And our licensees, they can do the business with it. And we stick just to a license fee, and that's it. So that allows maximum fun for our partners. And we can do that worldwide based on different countries, different approaches, and all this. So we're very, very flexible with our model. And that is why we stick to the technology development and not trying to set up our own battery production unit.
And then how does it work when allowing the companies to integrate your technology?
Well, it's based on a license agreement. So we do for fields of application, we do just the explanation, what are the specific features of the battery, what is the advantage, what is the competitive advantage over other technologies. For production partners, we do a deep technology transfer to allow them having their own production. So this is all planned with our technology partners in detail to allow for setting up their own battery production. And for the automotive industry, we just help them to make use of our HPV solid-state electrolyte for their own battery development. So it's three different approaches, but it fits for every single situation, for every demand of a licensee.
And then how could American manufacturers then find out more about this? And then also, what kind of competitive advantage would this provide to them?
So they can find about it if they simply contact us on our homepage, hbb.ch. On the other hand, the competitive advantage is huge compared to other batteries in terms of greener, safer, longer lasting. One of these issues, I don't want to finger point at that end, but we have observed one of the pitfalls of battery technology in the United States. In California, there's huge battery buffer burning right now, and the non-flammability is one of the competitive advantages of our technology. So it is really something which is of high practical use for the licensees. And that's why we defer that at this end. Yes.
Will there also be, with an American manufacturer, less reliance on foreign suppliers?
Yes.
And how would that work exactly?
We have, let's say, the bill of material or the ingredients we need. They are worldwide available, so there's no shortcoming in any kind of resource. Like cobalt would be a very restricted resource to get hold of, so it's a very tough condition to get hold of cobalt. We don't have cobalt, so that is why we do not have this kind of local restrictions. We can basically source our ingredients worldwide, and that's very easy. It's very basic chemistry which we are using.
And then can you share examples of, you talked about the automotive industry, are there other industries that could also use this technology?
There are plenty of industries being at the benefit side of the technology. Let's start from the very smallest one. We have one size fits many in the approach. So the smallest application would be home storage. So everyone who was like PV generation on its rooftop can save and store energy for the late evening hours and do the optimization of own consumption. This ranges up to industrial buffers. We were talking about California. When you do grid stabilization, and even peak shaving for companies is quite a big issue lately. The second one is if you come to mobility, then of course you're using like for electric vehicles, range and all this. And every electric vehicle needs someone to charge. And then it comes to comfort. And this is another application field for stationary applications, because if you have the right properties, you can allow for fast charging without impact on the grid, just from the buffer.
Yeah.
So there's a wide range.
Do you anticipate any challenges in entering the U.S. market? And if so, how would you address those?
Well, the challenges, they stick basically to education. So make people aware of what is the technology all about and what are the, let's say, the benefits of it. Because too many people are just comparing the price per kilowatt hour. And this is comparable to the price per car. So everyone is educated that cars differ massively and widely among each other. So that is why everyone accepts that a small car is less expensive than a tall car or a large car and a highly, whatever, high brand, or so to say. What we do is we need to explain to people that you need better batteries. And if you use better batteries, you need less. So less resources, less harmful circumstances for the environment and all this. So it's all related to superior technology. And that is what we can bring in to the United States.
Very interesting, Sebastian. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.